Less than 3 weeks away from high stakes in Wolverhampton, we were back in Porchester Hall this past Sunday as Revolution Pro Wrestling brought to you live in London 105. Beginning with the Women's Revolution Gauntlet match. The winner of this one would get to face Mercedes Moné at high stakes on March 21st. And as the luck of the draw would have it, it was Skye Smitson and Amira Blair who were the first to compete against each other. These two have been at each other's throats for weeks now. And to be honest, we settled nothing here either. A brawl between Smitson and Blair that spilled to the back just as the next entrant in the gauntlet match made her way to the ring, Alexis Falcon. But the ring kept on filling up. Emerson Jane, then Kanji, Rio, and Mercedes Blaze all joining the match. And with so much chaos everywhere, it was inevitably going to be a moment of opportunism that would secure the victory. JGU and Kanji locked together in a submission with Mercedes Blaze flat on her back. Alexis Falcon climbing on top for the pin, and it is going to be the Wicked Witch of British wrestling, Alexis Falcon, who gets to face Mercedes Moné on March 21st. Speaking of people who have big matches coming up on the horizon, we know that the Young Guns have a date with Destiny at Wembley Arena August 29th when they will have their dream match against FTR. On Sunday, though, in Porchester Hall, they were in a non-title match against the debuting Suplex Republic team of Zach Erity and Juma Bolat. And considering they were up against one of the best tag teams in the world, Suplex Republic put on a very, very creditable performance. But Luke Jacobs and Ethan Allen were celebrating their 350th day as tag team champions for a reason. Erity and Bolat found it out to their cost as the Young Guns picked up yet another victory. The feud between Leighton Buzzard and Will Caven has been getting hotter and hotter over recent weeks, ever since Caven got a pair of tainted victories over Buzzard in December and January. And Caven cost Buzzard the match against Cameron Kai in Southampton. Buzzard and Caven tearing into each other in a wild brawl that neither man was prepared to lose. But ultimately, Buzzard found a way. He duplicated the tactics that Caven has used against him over these past months. A low blow, a grab of the tights, a roll-up, and Leighton Buzzard getting the win, shrugging his shoulders afterwards. Cameron Kai told Buzzard in Southampton that he'd lost his killer instinct. Well, maybe he rediscovered it here in the manner in which he defeated Will Caven live in London. Another heated rivalry up next. The latest chapter in the evolving saga of the Cutthroat Collective, a group of which at one point both Alex Windsor and Nina Samuels were members. And even though Windsor had very little trust in Nina Samuels, the two set their differences aside to team against Reed and Vaughan in London. Ultimately, though, the difference was a numbers game. The third member of the Cutthroat Collective, Mercedes Blaze, coming out to cause a distraction, which ultimately led to Reed getting a pinfall victory over the undisputed British Women's Champion, Alex Windsor. And afterwards, a photo opportunity as she grabbed that Women's Championship belt and held it aloft over the fallen body of Alex Windsor. Next, it was time for a main roster debut for an exciting young athlete from our contenders division, Isaac Murray, who took on the two-time and potentially soon-to-be three-time undisputed British heavyweight champion, Michael Oku. Murray with a remarkably impressive debut and was able to avoid all of the big weapons in Oku's arsenal, the Fosbury Flop, the six-star Frog Splash, the half crab. Oku had to adapt to get the win, eventually locking Murray in a pinning predicament to secure the 1-2-3.
It's only right that I officially welcome you, Isaac Murray, to Revolution Pro Wrestling.
Watch out! It's TK Cooper!
How typical of you, how arrogant of you to just decide that you get to be in the Revolution Road tournament because you're Michael Oku. I am begging, I am praying that whoever is in charge of drawing the names puts you and me together, because there is a debt to be paid since last summer, and I will not be satisfied until it's me stood on your neck holding the British undisputed
Sunday, it was 1 month since the inexplicable actions of Shah Samuels when he attacked Nino Bryant right when we all thought that Samuels was about to retire. Well, this Sunday in Porchester Hall, Samuels faced the middle of the Flying Bryant brothers, Xander, who did a very good job of channeling his inner rage in taking on Samuels. As the match progressed, both Nino and Leland Bryant came out to support their brother, but they couldn't stop him from succumbing to a spinebuster followed by the Butcher's Hook submission. Samuels then looked to do more damage after the bell, grabbing a steel chair, was going to take it to Xander. Nino and Leland put their bodies in between Samuels and Xander, and the East End Butcher, seeing the 3-on-1 odds, decided to beat a retreat. But there was another surprise to come for the Flying Bryants.
How about the next time you three little dorks are in the ring, I bring my friends along. And the next time that Ricochet comes to RevPro will be in demand.
Next, the Revolution Road Tournament got underway, a tournament where all but one of the first round matches will be decided by random draw, but RevPro matchmakers decided that the only way to get David Francisco in a ring with JJ Gale was to force Francisco to face Gale in that number one contenders tournament. And in London, he was not willing to wait. Gale struck first, making it for the most part a fair one-on-one match between him and Francisco, or at least it was, right up until the point that Gale hit the Gale Force. Then from nowhere, Kelly Six got himself back up on the ring apron, tried to cause a distraction, but Gale rallied, caused a miscue between the new Sons of Southampton. Six and James were dispatched once again, and after a second Gale Force, JJ Gale knocked out David Francisco from the Revolution Road Tournament. It is the heart and soul of RevPro who advanced to the quarterfinals. Well, whoever wins that Revolution Road Tournament will get a shot against the undisputed British heavyweight champion, but we do not know who that will be because on March 21st, the current champion Jay Joshua defends against one called Manders. In our main event live in London, the two men's respective tag teams did battle once again with one win apiece over each other, this time 2 out of 3 falls. Joshua, who had been knocked out by Manders' lariat the previous week in Southampton, got a measure of revenge in the first fall, getting a pin on Manders with a headbutt, but that was just the beginning. There were 2 more falls to come, and both of those would fall the way of Cowboy Way. Both of them as a result of lariats from Manders, both the pinfalls on Jay Joshua, as Manders for 2 straight falls, able to keep the shoulders of the undisputed British heavyweight champion down on the canvas for the 1, 2, 3. And given that Manders has now pinned Jay Joshua 3 times in 2 weeks, that does beg the question, is Jay Joshua's championship reign under threat like never before when one called Manders challenges him for that title March 21st in the hangar, Wolverhampton, at high stakes? Well, before that, next week, Sunday, March the 8th, we are live in Sheffield. We hope we will see you there. In the meantime, I've been Dave Bradshaw, and this has been your RevPro Recap.